What's going on, traders? I hope that you guys are ready to battle because I know Ryan's in the back ready to battle. I got my fist up. Guess what, guys? I was able to battle back into the green yesterday, even though I had that swing trade that was a red, right? That was my goal yesterday, right? I even mentioned it on the stream as we started. The goal was just to get back above green. It didn't need to be monstrous green, but any type of saving of that swing trade does what? It gives me ammo to be in the battle today. So the question is, are you ready to battle? Let's get to the action.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. I mean, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
What's going on out there, traders? Who's ready to get into some live trading action? Smash the like. Let me know what is your top stock that you're trading today, and we'll definitely take a look at it. And it's an interesting day, right? FOMC meeting day. We got to keep an eye out on the markets. We'll definitely take a look at what's going out there. Let's bring in, of course, Ryan Faloona. We'll take a look at the market in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and was able to bounce back yesterday with that short of a firm. And then, of course, was battling and trying to get some other gains there. And it wasn't a bad day, right? Hilton gave me a nice gain yesterday to put me back into the green, and so did a firm. I didn't keep holding a firm. Maybe could have held it a little bit further, but I took a good green yesterday, so not going to be mad about that. Now, today could be a little bit of a reversal day. We've had 2 down days in a row. Now we need to start thinking, will we get an update today? I don't know. So one thing I can tell you guys is majority of times, does anybody know? No, the truth is nobody knows. The only thing we can do is what? React to prices and then go after what? I'll be going after the leading industries, right? And that's what I try to focus on. A lot of the times I look back at my trading and I say, well, Mitch, were you trading the best sectors in the industry those days? Because if I'm not, and I'm in industries where it's not hot or not trending, it could be also trending downward, right? And shorting those names. But the key is that there's a trend in those sectors and industries. One, I noticed that I get caught in a lot of day trading is what? When I'm trading an industry or sector that has a lot of chop. And then I'm noticing, hey, well, why are you in those areas if you have a lot of choppy trading in those areas? This is when we need to be looking back at our process and understanding that maybe we're sticking to an area and a time when we should be shifting into different industries. Just in conversation on there, let's take a look at what's going on in the market today. We can keep watch on oil stocks. Oil stocks turned around yesterday, and it's going to be an important outlook because it did get to 92. I've talked about if we go back below 90, watch out. Oil could be coming and turning back around. Oil loves to trend for a couple of weeks, then come right back, then have this kind of range-bound move. So I'm looking to see if we're going to come back into the 80s. We'll see what happens there with oil stocks. Of course, you guys can keep your eyes on different stocks today. If you have anything you guys want to watch out for, please let me know in the chat. But I'm going to kick it straight to my man, Ryan. What's going on, Ryan? How are we doing today?
We're doing all right, man. We got a Fed day, so we're waiting, of course, for the rate decision. 99% on the Fed watch tool that this is going to be a pause. So, we were having this discussion in the happy hour yesterday, and just to kind of carry over the main points here today, really the question is, well, if we're so sure that it's going to be a pause, do we rally on that? And there isn't a whole lot of confidence that we're going to rally on that. And then conversely, if we get a hike, we would almost certainly sell off on that, right? The only other option is a cut. I don't think there's any chance we get that. So to me, I don't know. It seems like the odds are that the market is going to continue down, but when we see that the odds are that's what's going to happen, the market likes to do the exact opposite and inflict as much pain as possible. So I think I don't have any position going into this Fed decision. I'm likely going to trade around it after the decision comes out. Just a reminder, a lot of the times that we've seen these, the first move has been the fake out move, and the bigger move has then been the secondary move. So we'll see what happens. Now, up until that decision, it's going to be like any normal day. I'm going to still look for some of the smaller stocks, still going to look for strength and momentum, and try and trade those in very, very short terms and maybe build up some green or build up some profit. We'll just call that green on the screen because that term seems to be taken off here. That's the strategy for today. Build up some buffer before the Fed decision. And then if we trade the Fed decision, hopefully we can just stack those gains here. So that's what I'm looking at here. When we take a look at the SPY, again, I'm still in the camp that we should trade back down. We are 32 cents above the 444 level, which we broke beneath yesterday and then also closed beneath. So it'll be interesting to see if we reject and turn around here as soon as the market opens. That would be my guess. But again, I have no trade. I don't have any money behind that. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm going to wait and react and see what happens when the market actually does open. Again, my first thought here is that we trade down. Now, as far as some different targets for today, we've got a number of them. So we should be pretty good here, at least right around the opening print. First one here is going to be BJDX. This is Blue Jay Diagnostics. And you can see we are on a huge rip on volume here this morning. I didn't see any news here today. This looks to be kind of just be a momentum play. So really, I think all you can do here is going to be taking a look at the technicals. In fact, one of the things I wanted to do here, wanted to load intraday EMA set. I have an EMA set of indicators here that I wanted to load for this. So we'll kind of keep an eye on this as well. So anyway, BJDX, this is going to be the first one here. Would love to see a pullback down to that VWAP, which is going to be the light, thinner blue line here. We'll see if we get that VWAP butting up against that 5 level. So that'd be pretty sweet if we came down to 5, held that level, and then moved higher. We'll see if that ends up happening. Next stock I've got here is going to be EXAI. They actually had they actually had news here this morning. I can't quite pronounce the name of this company. Exscientia. Hope I didn't butcher that too bad. Exscientia announces AI drug discovery collaboration with Merck. This, I guess the performance of this stock is going to depend on whether or not the AI push is still really, really good, or is still really strong. To me, this seems like a pretty good PR with AI on the back of it, but I don't know. I got a sneaking suspicion that maybe this doesn't just go right out of the gate here. So we'll kind of wait for this to see it pull back. In fact, while I'm talking now, it's actually pulling back a little bit here. So interesting here on EXAI. That's up. That's definitely going to be in play today. Next, we have RLMD. This is Relmada Therapeutics. This also trading up here. The nice formation here, excuse me, is if we can really kind of trade up and take out that high at 386. We're currently at 388. So simply closing that gap to the highs would be a really nice day trade here today. We did have a PR this morning. They announced efficacy and safety results for its phase 3 long-term study in a major depressive disorder study. So now phase 3 sometimes sell the news. So again, keep that in mind. If this stock shows strength and shows volume flow today, this could be in play for a while. Next one is going to be one from the past few days. Who's ready to trade AVGR again? I see Jay Summers talking to Becca about it. Becca's talking about it. We got a number of people looking at AVGR. Crow, I think you got to be looking at AVGR out there, right? Yesterday, this stock goes absolutely bananas. The past 2 days in the after hours session, which is this blue shaded area that you see here on the chart, this stock has really gone crazy. Now, remember, there's no halts in the after hours. Citadel's not in there trading, so these stocks can really kind of let loose, right? And that's what we've seen here on AVGR. Saw this yesterday, traded all the way up to 15. In fact, 15 and change. Now it's come all the way back down. We're back in single digits. We traded this the past few days. It is extremely volatile, and that's exactly what's going to happen here again today. So again, be careful. For those of you that are not marked to market, if you've traded these the past few days and you end up taking a loss here, just keep in mind the wash sale rules that you're going to have, because again, it's been the same ticker coming up every single day. If I trade AVGR today, it will probably just be in the prop. BJDX and AVGR are going to be those two that I'm looking for the most. Let me go ahead and fix up my sound here. Okay. So That's what I'm looking for here on AVGR. There was another one in here, GNS. I saw a number of you guys talking about GNS. This was a penny stock yesterday, and here we are above the $1 level. Was there? Yes, there was news on this one. Genius Corp enters joint venture with Groove Digital and Groove AI to deliver AI software as a service platform to educators. That is about as generic as it gets right there. They don't even discuss what's going to be in that software as a service platform, but they're throwing AI in the PR. It's popping the stock. Again, let's see how these AI PRs actually perform over the course of the session today. I'm a bit skeptical, especially on this GNS one. I've been wrong plenty of times, and I will be ready to adjust my opinion as needed. One more stock here. We have Pinterest popping, and you'll notice that Pinterest actually popped yesterday midday. Pinterest appoints Scott Schenkel to the board of directors. This was yesterday after hours. There was also Pinterest legs higher as the Investors Day points to high teens revenue growth. So it looks like Pinterest actually going to be making some more money. We did have some upgrades here today. Davidson Citigroup upgraded it today. Pinterest shares are trading higher if the company announced a stock repurchase program of up to 1 billion Class A common stock. Also, Citigroup upgraded the stock from neutral to buy and raised its price target from 31 to 36. Currently priced at 27.75. We are gapping here today. This also, there are a number of people that played options on this stock. In fact, I believe Zunaid used to play options on this stock. So just keep that in mind. Pinterest running here. This is the social media companies, not my favorite trade. Not ones that I really follow. Would love to hear from the group your thoughts on Pinterest going forward here. Also notice that CGC was on the list of gainers here, but again, keep this in perspective. Maybe we are up here, but we are down considerably. That cannabis trade seems to have ended at least slowed down here. We take a look at Tilray and ACB. We have very similar pre-market charts. Let's see how these actually react when the market opens. Last one that was on here was NEO. Remember, NEO really sold off yesterday. They had an offering yesterday, but yeah, and then that was late at night. Let me see. Yeah, so it was the NEO proposed offering of $1 billion in convertible senior notes. It's it's up here a little bit. I wouldn't be shocked if we kind of rolled over and tested the lows from yesterday, the intraday lows from yesterday. But let's see. That's kind of what's going on with NEO here. All right, let's turn it over to the chat and see what you folks are talking about here. Jay Rice giving us a warning. Warned us yesterday, warning us again here today. AVGR, remember the market cap is only 10 million and the float is actually very, very small too. Let me see. We have a float figure of 576,000. We got a sub-million float. Let me show you. Float is one of those data points that can notoriously be difficult to get a consistent measurement. So one site that I like to use is Float Checker. This does a really good job of comparing some of the different float figures. You can see here with AVGR, these are all pretty much in line. We use Morningstar as our data provider here at Benzinga, but you can see that FinViz, Yahoo, TD Ameritrade, and even the Wall Street Journal have very, very similar float figures for AVGR. So this is low float, low market cap. And as a result, this stock can really get pushed around. Oh, you know what? I have to share this tab, don't I? Sorry about that, folks. Float Checker, great website for you to check floats. Again, they vary often. It's not necessarily the fault of your tool provider, but if you want to use Float Checker to check that out, you can really get a good idea of what's going on. Let's go back to Pro here. Let's go ahead and take some more comments from the chat. Crow saying on a multi-day runner on the third day, I stay away. Okay, so there you go. Crow saying probably going to stay away from AVGR here. That's pattern recognition, Crow. You do what works for you, my man. That's what you want to do. Smita Patel saying Chewy or DG Dollar General. Any thought on holding both? You're holding both and losing. I don't have any advice to give you. Looks like the chat is following up with you there. But yeah. Let me go ahead and take a look. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read through all of the comments here. Apple and Amazon. I don't really think is there anything really going on? I mean, Apple having a nice little pre-market here, right? Trading up towards the highs. We'll see if we can actually break. Sorry about that. We'll see if we can actually break yesterday's intraday high. That might get it going. The thing that I've noticed here on Apple the past 2 days, this has actually given us a pretty strong reversal. Now, I don't know that we're going to see the same type of performance today. I would expect that when the Fed decision comes out, it's going to mess with a lot of the way some of these bigger charts look. So although we've got very similar performance in Apple the past 2 days, and it really kind of ran to the same spot, I wouldn't necessarily expect the same thing here today. Let's see what it does with that spot when the market opens. But again, just keep in mind we got a big event coming this afternoon that's likely going to mess with what this chart looks like. G. Valetti taking a look at CTX. CTX, this is Semtrex. This one is gapping up here in the morning or in the pre-market here. Was there news on this? I don't even think I took a look. Yep, Semtrex receives to present. That doesn't sound right. But in any case, receives to present at LD Micro Main Event conference on October 3rd. So it looks like we've got a conference here that this is going to be presenting at, market rewarding it here. Good spot here, G. Valetti. This was not on my radar. This one might also get some action here today. Mitch, I was basically just running through some comments here from the chat, but I'd like to go to the washroom before the market actually opens here. You want to cover a stock or two here before we get rolling?
Yeah, I got you, man. No, by all means, I'll take a look into the market, see what's going on out there. You guys smash the like button. We'll get to the action right now. What's your top watch? Don't miss it. Put it up there. Nothing better than a little bit of a cup of coffee, making some money, baby. Let's get after it, Tom. And today's one of those days where guys, and you guys don't have to take my outlook. Always take your own outlook. I want you guys to build your own outlook, right? Compete against mine. Tell me what you guys are seeing. The truth is you guys can help me just as much as I can help you. Let's take a look at what's going on there. Right now, I'm looking at ARM. Why am I looking at ARM? Because I think that we could have a big pop off out the gates. Why? Why do I feel that way? Because the sentiment in the last 2 days, right? It's starting to get to the point where I even see it. Like you're starting to see a little bit. Tech has held on, but you're not seeing as much buying going on at these levels. And so I'm wondering here, do we get a rip before the FOMC meeting and then we actually get a downturn in the FOMC meeting? That's what I could see. More chop ahead. But the up action could be easier out the gates than the down action. That's just my outlook. You guys make your own. I might take some shots right here, right out the gates.
Okay, market's open. Let's do it.
All right, looking at ARM here to start off. This might be the one that I take a shot right out the gates. I'm looking for a pullback to 54.90s, 54.80s, and then a quick sweep back through 55. So a little part of me is thinking that maybe we have an up move in the early part of the day, Ryan, and then eventually with the FOMC meeting, get that knocked right back down. So
Yeah,
kind of like a little bit of a chop action there.
I could totally see that happening.
And another thing is we've had 2 days of red action, right? So that's why I could see just the reverse psychology maybe coming into play here. A lot of people stepping up right now in the 515s, 510 area there for ARM. I don't want to step up just now because it could just wipe through 54.80s really quickly, but I am keeping a close eye on it right now. Q's straight down out the gates here. Let's see if it catches a bounce because that's not looking good, right? That's not showing that tech run. If anything, Apple down here, Microsoft down big, Nvidia down big here, Google down big. That's why I'm not going after ARM on this push right now because it just doesn't make sense. Unless I see ARM like completely rip, then I'm just chasing something that could easily flip down here. So I'm going to be looking at other stocks to see what goes on there. I can show you guys Google and other names, but look at Google down out the gates there. Microsoft down out the gates. The Qs overall down out the gates. So we'll be careful out there, but definitely seeing some downside action. Bump, bump. See what else is going on. Let's see the sectors in the industry outlook. If you guys have names that are moving, throw it up in the chat. Energy, communication services at the top, industrials behind that, basic materials in fourth. What's in the red? Technology and financial services is just slightly up. Really from the red open is only technology. Let's see if this is a dip that gets bought up.
Good call, Smoke Tuna. LIFW. That's a penny stock that's going. I'm going to stay away from that one. But also watching BJDX here. BJDX very briefly breached its pre-market high, got pulled back, but it's not breaking down yet. Ideally, I'd like this a little bit closer to the VWAP. I'd also like to see a test there to see if it can hold that. But we'll see on BJDX. This looks like it's trying to go higher here.
Still waiting for a little bit of a pullback action in arms so I can get into it, but still hasn't pulled back pretty much. It went back down to like 510, 5502s on the lows there. Looking for a 55 test and then a recovery. Nvidia still in the red. Getting around, guys. Energy getting that bounce back today. XOM with a big push up, guys. So oil is trying to push here. We'll see if it can actually hold the lift today. I think a big watch is, of course, keep your eyes on oil overall, but I haven't taken another peek. I want to go ahead and do a little bit of a refresh, take a look at what's going on in WTI. I see it down right now. Still haven't seen a spike, but if you guys see anything, let me know. Nvidia making another attempt towards a downside action. So I think I could still get that arm pullback below 55. So I'm not coming after it here. I need to see the Qs change tunes. They're starting to bounce, but I still haven't seen them get back above VWAP. I want to see them get above VWAP to show me that it has some strength. There's that quick pull. Now we're back below 55s, and Apple's still not strong. Microsoft's still not strong. Tesla is rejecting VWAP right now. Not the time for me, at least. As much as I like this pullback, if everything in tech is struggling, why am I jumping in it, right? Like I talked about it in the pre-market, and I want to kind of catch myself here, right? What did I talk about? Trying to be in the best industries, right? Right now, tech is still red from the open. I need to see that tweak back to the green and show me that it wants to come back.
BJDX. Sorry, BJ. I was trying to get it. Oh, here comes the pullback. Man, that thing is wild.
Yeah,
that's why wild.
I like wicked, really quick pullbacks on trade to pool. I kind of like them. That gives you an opportunity to jump in the name.
Yeah.
The big thing is I would use more that limit order type of entry.
Yep.
So that's just ways to learn, right? What you looking at, my friend?
No, I'm looking at BJDX here on this pull. And I'm thinking that maybe we do come back in towards the VWAP. Here we go. Come on, break down some more. Some more.
You know, one of my things is like what I've been trying to do is get it onto the screen a little bit more. So I'll put it down a little bit further than when I think I'm going to get filled, Ryan, and then I'll just adjust up on the screen. That's just helped me.
Yeah, no, we talked about that one here. I'm thinking maybe I can actually layer in here.
All right, now Microsoft is starting to recover.
Let me try some at 540
so I'm going to start a little bit
filled.
here of ARM. Just got a starter on ARM.
I got a starter on BJDX here, filled at 540. I got the VWAP at 512. So if we come back in there, I'll add. If we go higher, at least I've already got some exposure. Although I'd really like to get more on a stock this low priced.
So good mention in the chat. Lucky you Garcia is saying, why is the market up? All I see is red. Well, the truth is the situation is that I'm calling out from the open. And I always tell you guys that from the open, because that's what I pay attention to. If I pay attention to overall, it could definitely trick me that the stock is red. Technically from the open is what I want to pay attention to. That's what I like to pay attention to. All right, now Gil bringing in a good stock here in the chat. Of course, you guys have Gil in the chat, so hey, talk to him if you guys see him in the chat there. Maybe call out some names that you guys want that maybe are active tickers today on Trade the Pool. Gil can take a look for you guys, and if you guys have any questions on Trade the Pool, anything you want to ask him, he's right there for you guys. Where else do you guys get this? Let's keep going. Let's see what else is making moves here. Let's see if I can add some ARM. Really looking for the Apple to start getting back into the green. It's still red right now. So let's see what happens here. Can we get a 945 reversal to the upside? Qs rejected VWAP right now. I want to see if they come back to 371 today. Keeping an eye on it, team. AI green. We'll see what happens there. Disney fighting to stay green. Yeah, I saw that for a little bit. Dave saying short affirm. Hey, Get after it, my friend. All right, big pullback here on ARM, but that's why I'm happy I went in with what? 20 shares, guys. So this gives me an ability to look for this pullback and then to see if the Qs want to spike here. If the Qs spike, I'll be adding and looking for reversals back up.
BJDX here still kind of flirting with this level. Looking like it wants to kind of push away and go. It's really going to need the volume to do that. Long, very, very small here. Wanted to take a position in case it came back down to the VWAP that I felt good adding on. If it just goes without me adding, then I don't make as much money here, but the plan still worked. So we're just going to really focus on trading the plan here today.
I like that. I like that. Just stick
You
with
like
it,
that?
right? Nvidia recovering. Apple, I'll see if Apple can recover. Nvidia's definitely a good watch out there. Microsoft trying to come back through VWAP. Tesla, what's about that one? That one was weaker yesterday, right? So maybe that one leads on strength today. You're seeing that right now. It's just trying to get through 268. I like pullbacks now below 267 on Tesla. We'll see what happens there on Tesla, but I'm still trading ARM, so I'm focused on that team. I'll show you guys where I'm looking to add here. And so I'm looking at like pre-market support and seeing where that is. It's just slightly below here. So if I can get some pre-market support to start holding in here right around the 54.50s area, and then it comes back through 55 is kind of what I'm looking for. Anything below 54.40s, I can get out for small loss here, less than $20 loss.
Yeah, Gil, good question here. Can you put your contact information in the chat for people to reach out to you? That would really be helpful. I know there were a couple of people that were really interested in this.
Love it. Yeah, and stay tuned, guys. A little bit later today, I'm going to give you guys some access to some learning information, right? Because the truth is we're all about education here, right? And so there's a really great ebook that Trade the Pool has that I'll give you guys the link for just coming up. But what do you got to do? Stick around and hit that like button, of course. Let's keep going to the action.
BJDX again here tried to pop and go and immediately yanked.
Tesla now starting to pull back a little bit here. So that could give us the opportunity on that pullback. Amazon's in the green, just to give you guys a bigger name that's strong right now. I kind of like that. I'm looking to see if Shop turns around into the green today, but we are still getting pullbacks. ARKK starting to go up. That's actually a good sign. It had a really tough day yesterday. What's moving there? I see PACB, NVTA, which is a really small name, penny stock for you guys out there. CRISPR, Hood, getting a little bit of a lift. PAF, Meta, and Roku. So we'll see what happens if we get some turnaround today. Palantir back into the green today. Tesla, will we get a pullback here below 267s? ARM pulling back here, so I'm keeping an eye on that. DKNG getting a little bit of spike. What you got?
Mahong asking me, Ryan, any comments on ARM? I don't have any comments on ARM right now. I haven't been trading it since the IPO day. I kind of want to wait for things to settle, get more data before we make a potential trade here. BJDX coming back into the VWAP. This is what we wanted to see.
Nice recovery off this hourly support there for ARM. I'm keeping an eye on ARM, guys. I really think it could be a fast mover, right? So that's why I'm keeping an eye on it, right? Is it definitely high risk? Yeah, it's more high risk. But for day trading action, I got no problem trying to take this.
And with BJDX here, following the plan, we'll see if it ends up working. Came right back into VWAP, and I added 100 shares there. So now long 200, average price 527. Would really like to see this reverse. Remember, one of the things that we've seen on some of these smaller stocks is that when they have that first big pull, if they don't reverse, sometimes they never make it back there. So we're watching. We've just breached low of day here. We're going to be watching to see if this shows any strength. If not, probably going to have to get out of this, chalk it up as a loss, and move on to the next one.
All right, guys, trying to add on pullbacks now for ARM as it's already back to 55 here. And look at the Qs take off to 371.15s. That's what I'm looking for here. So I might step up to the plate already with a little bit here and then look for pullback adds on ARM. Still looking, I have some orders out to add on ARM. I'll show you guys where those orders are. Right now, for me, it's 54.40s and 54.60s. Those are pullback, looking for opportunities to add to this and then look for the up move. Also, I want to see Apple get back to the green. That's starting to bounce back. NVIDIA is pushing to 437. and I'm keeping a watch on some other tech names. Another way to go about this is to maybe go for stocks out, right? If you want to keep it simple and you just want to trade like kind of daily semiconductors to the upside today, this is a good way to maybe taking a look. This was on my radar today, especially as I'm looking for some bullish action. Maybe pullbacks here now to 1965s makes sense. That's where the VWAP is, slightly below that 1960s. So 1955, 1960, somewhere in between there. I like for stocks out pullbacks. We'll see what happens.
AVGR, good call. Smoke tuna AVGR going here again. Remember, that is, it's spread and it's volatile, so be careful if you're doing it. That is going here. BJDX not looking good. Really need to get some buying volume in here. Otherwise, we're going to have to readjust here. You also mentioned Rigetti, right? RGTI, that's going here. Rigetti up on kind of light volume, but is moving here so far.
We're getting some pullback action here. We could attempt to go below VWAP here on the Qs. So I'm actually pulling back my limits to add a little lower, right? If I get the opportunity on pullbacks, I want to add below the low and look for a quick recovery back. See what happens there. I do have some ads now down towards 53.89 and 54.11. Let's see what happens here, guys. You guys are talking about Amazon in the chat. I like that. You guys, what else are you guys talking about? Fubo action. Fubo. You can take a look at Fubo. Fubo is 285. Daily action looks like it might want to go through 3. One thing that I'd want to see it hold now is 275 pullbacks. Let's see if it takes to that next level. Next level for me is 295s. Maybe find a little bit resistance, then it could go through 3. Monday's high of 330, 335 is probably top target there. Looking to see if Nvidia can start moving here. That's another stock that I want to kind of keep an eye on. I think when the next time, if we get a ramp up on Nvidia, is the next time that we might get the move on ARM. So that's why I'm watching these side by side.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see those move together. What are you doing?
You get what I mean by that, right?
Yeah,
Ryan?
yeah. They're
Pinterest had upgrades today. I don't know if you caught that, Ryan.
I did.
Buddy
I actually
playing with you over there.
He's
like, I
literally
want
grabbing
Pinterest.
my shirt. He's literally grabbing my shirt and yanking on it. But yes,
Pinterest,
I did
bro.
cover
Pinterest.
I did cover Pinterest this morning. That was on actually my list.
That was an interesting one, right? Interesting ratings upgrades there. I'll tell you one thing. Pins has definitely separated from Snap, but will Snap make the up move because of what was mentioned today? Look at that spike on Snap today. We'll see what happens if this can keep going. But Snap, look at this push, guys, from 906 to 937. Why is it moving? A lot of times people trade Snap and Pinterest together. Relationships, guys. When one mentions one, you look at the other and maybe see if it gets to pop. This is sympathy move here on Snap.
And my BJDX trade just not working here. Lows here are 494. If it snaps this again, I feel like I just got to take it off. It's not showing any buying momentum, any bouncing at all. We did add on the VWAP. We'll see here, but not looking good on BJDX.
All right, guys. One more ad now filled there on ARM. So I got one more ad. I got 40 shares at 54.76. All right, NVIDIA taking off. This is why I just added NVIDIA's there now to 438. And so that's what I was looking for. Now I want to see a clean sweep back to on ARM. So you guys see how NVIDIA is kind of pushing here. Let's see if this can continue. Let's see if the Qs kind of get the next boost through 371.20s and going up to 372s. And can the bigger stocks start to reverse? Can Apple come back? Can NVIDIA just keep grinding higher? Will Tesla get that nice little bounce there? Went to 267.20s recently. So I was looking for Tesla back below 267. It did go back below 267. Went to 266.71. VWAP bounce there. We'll see if it's able to hold. Tesla looking interesting. I like Intel on the pullback. I like that outlook there at least. Yeah, and Tesla, yeah. VWAP bounce long. Looked interesting. And I do like Intel today. I like this 36, how it's starting to hold now. If I took it right now, though, I'd have to risk off of like kind of 83s here. versus getting at the lowers where you could risk off of like 35.63. But I do like Intel. Is it in the gap space yet? That's my real question. Ooh, it just tapped the gap space. So the gap space is below kind of like 35.80s. Can I get a pullback to 35.90s here on Intel? I'll be looking for it. I'll let you guys know if I can get that pullback.
LIFW still at the highs. That was the penny stock that you guys were watching. I'm just going through the relative volume scanner list here. BHC, that's Bausch Health Companies. That looks like that's curling, maybe another run towards the highs. RXT, this is one that we traded yesterday. This is above yesterday's intraday high here. Good, decent action here. Also back tested that level. Not long that. AVGR sub 11 here. That did a pop to 12 and a big time pullback. So careful on that one. Looking around here. EQX. This has been strong out of the gate here. Didn't see this anywhere though. Wasn't on my list. Let me go ahead and actually adjust this too.
Some people are getting stopped out at 54s. I feel like you're getting that classic market maker stop out at 54 right now on ARM. I'm just going to stick tight right now and trying to get into this slowly and build up the position. Soxel. It's interesting. It's now that up to 1985s. I could look for pullbacks now. We'll see what happens there if it does get the pullback. What's going on with Tesla? You just got a down attempt there on Tesla.
Big down candle on Tesla.
Yeah, I kind of like that down attempt here to maybe get a little bit of an entry. But I have to risk off of kind of the 266.80 area. 265.80 area. Look to see if Tesla can hold there and then start coming back to 267.
Come on. Okay. Mistakes were made. The cat has made a better decision.
Nice little pullback here for Tesla.
IOVA, this is a good call there. Dave saying IOVA looks great. Smoke long at 563. IOVA does look pretty good here. Let me see if I can, pretty sure I can pull that up.
Long a little bit of Tesla here. Got 10 shares. I always like to go at Tesla pretty slow here. So my plan is to maybe work up to 30 shares, but I just got a starter there at 266.51s. It's already up there on the name already. So now I'm going to look for below entry ads here. 266. Let's do 20 for one ad. And then I can look at like maybe 266 overall for the next ad. Tesla back into the green. We'll see what happens there. ARM definitely testing down here. So I haven't added on ARM because I'm looking to see if it can hold 54. And then I'll keep an eye on Tesla. Tesla pulling back here. Let's see if I get the ad fill here. Looks like it tried to fill me there in the 20s. I'm going to pull down because it was right there. Probably should have got hit there, but I would give myself 10 cents down just in case it comes back a little lower and then I get that like pop fill. So yes, look right there, right there. Boom. Let's see if we get this little pop fill. Boom. Pop fill there. Now I just got to watch for it to come back up through this because, of course, I got to understand my risk now. Risk is right now off the 265.50 area. Always have a sell order ready to go if needed. It's only 20 shares here on Tesla. But I like to go into Tesla slow. Because if not,
yeah, I'd
that's
say
how I get wrecked, bro.
I'd say
The big thing
BJDX.
is the movement. What you got, my friend?
I was just gonna say the BJDX finally starting to get some type of bounce action here. So thankfully, haven't been stopped out of this one yet. We'll see if we can actually move higher here and close this. Remember, we did add as this came back into the VWAP, so we did lower our cost basis. We get a nice little pop back up to that 550 area. We should be in good shape. So we'll keep an eye here on BJDX. Looks like the Crow and Smoked Tuna starting to roll over to BJDX. So that's pretty awesome.
All right, guys. I'd like the 266 test one more time on Tesla, and then I'll look for a reversal candle on the 5-minute back to 267. That's actually not looking too bad now. All right, ARM made an attempt down. Now I'm starting to look to see if it can hold 54 recovery. All right, so now I just want to start seeing
APLD,
this
good call. That's
recover
pounding the
54.
highs here. APLD.
Will the Qs make a VWAP bounce move? Also, that's a nice outlook to look for right now. We'll see ARMs back into the green there for me. It taps up and then it comes right back down. Be careful with the spread. The spread is definitely spreading out a little bit here. I see it as wide. Sometimes it's 37 and 60 sometimes. So you got to be careful with that spread. Tesla in the green there for me, so I'm not really paying attention to it. Just want to see if Tesla can get back there towards 267.
Great job, Jay Summers. Just scalping an AVGR. Hey, if it's making money and working for you, don't fix it if it ain't broke, you know?
I hear you, man. Tesla pulling back here. I'm going to see if it can hold the 266 attempt here and then right back up through 267. How's NVIDIA doing? That's definitely a top stock for me to watch today, get back into the green. It's pulled back. Now it looks like it wants to get that nice little trigger run. Let's see if it can get it. What's going on out there, guys? How we doing? Battling in. Stay tuned. Gil's here for you, Daniel.
Gil, how do people reach out to you? How do people reach out to you? How do they contact you? There are a number of people asking in the chat here how they can reach out to you. What is the best method?
Scalp trades there. Let's see it. What else you guys looking at? HSTO says smoke tuna.
Yeah, HSTO's penny stock here did rip right through the VWAP. I got it here on Pro. Let me go ahead and show it to you. ARM punch into the lows here.
Yeah, big down move there. Still holding in right now, but it needs to recover. The big thing here is NVIDIA is not going down with it, but yeah, ARM's trying to do a little bit of a wipeout move to the downside. I'm just looking to see if it can come back because it could be a nasty wick here. This is why you got to stay small in ARM. At least I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine if you were big right now, you get wrecked. Like, I still haven't lost 50 bucks with this super like down wick. Now I'm looking to see if it can recover the down wick, right? Is it just a wick here? So I can look at the 5-minute also to kind of go a little bit in a shorter time frame to see if it can just come right back. But the Qs, they're making an up move here and then ARM's going down. So we got to be smart about that, right? We can be in better stocks right now. Apple still starting to make its way back there. Look at that wipeout move you're getting right now. That could start dragging even tech. We'll see what happens. Microsoft is just above VWAP. Tesla's in the green there. That's why I'm keeping a close eye on Tesla. Don't want that to get big red. I already got a stop place for that one. I'm just keeping up with ARM right now, but definitely you guys see this. They're trying to do that takedown attempt there on ARM. Let's see if they take it down or they bounce it back like wickedly.
Apple bouncing, Tesla bouncing.
God, stay small in this ARM, man. It's quick. Tesla's looking good, at least. It's back to 266.80s there. 267 starting to recover here. So let's see if this can really start moving in my favor. At least Tesla, at least in the green for me. Trying to hold towards a maximum risk of 53s here, but it's definitely trying to stop people out. You can see how it's spreading out too, and that's the hard part there. Just watching to see if it could do a recovery move here. Definitely trying to wipe out some traders. Energy still up big, guys. I just want to mention that. Industrial's doing well today. Basic materials doing well. Everything in basic materials is green from the open. Gold up there with a pretty nice move. So if you guys are looking at gold, that's doing well. Copper doing well. Defensive names doing well today. Financial services. What's in the red? Utilities and consumer defensive. So some of that defensives is getting dragged. Where is it getting dragged? Pharmaceutical retailers and soft drinks doing bad here. Packaged foods also getting hit today. Tesla starting to make that up move. Can it hold now some pullbacks? That's what I'm looking on Tesla. Wouldn't want to see it get back to 266.
Are you short Tesla?
No, I'm long.
Long? Okay. You're looking for a bounce play here. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so I'm looking for it to hold 266 now. So I even moved up my stop. It'll be a really small stop out there. ARM is the one that's really getting dragged for me, right? That's already kind of expanded, right? So I just got to keep an eye on that. Like Tesla, if it just goes green here, that's going to help my trade overall. So I just got to stick with ARM here and be ready to get out if needed. It's interesting to see NVIDIA still green though. That's where I think that this could be like a little bit of a kind of a trap, like a bear trap. That's why I'm staying in it right now, but definitely ain't looking good. Price alert on Wayfair. Ooh, Wayfair is one that I want to eventually get short. Well, I want it to come back there towards like 68. If it can come back to like 68, oh, definitely want to get short on Wayfair later in the day. We'll see what happens there. Why short Wayfair? Just because I feel like the consumer's starting to slow down. At least that's an idea that I have. There you go, Jason. You got a nice little move there in Adobe. Shout out to you.
I'm going to set a stop here on BJDX. Stop at 496. This is just not working, and I feel like I'm just kind of sitting here, not really looking at other things because of it. So I'm going to put a stop on it and start looking for something else to try and trade here.
Yeah. And I think that's part of it sometimes.
Yeah, because it's just the trade's obviously not working. Don't want to exit too early, whatever, but we'll look for something else.
Q's pulling back to the VWAP here. We could see some more downside action come in here. Just watching the action here on ARM. That's the only one I really need to pay attention to right now. There's a trigger towards 53. See if it actually holds underneath 53. Just trying to trigger some out here at 53. You see them triggered right now on the screen, the top right. You see how those get triggered right now? Those are getting triggered right now. Now it's kind of either sweep back or out. So you need to get the offer right back through 53. If not,
EXAI may be curling off the bottom here. Take care of yourself, Born. Good to see you again.
Always good to see you, my friend. Let's see it here. It's battling 5290s and 5280s.
Stopped out of BJDX, by the way, as that just rips to the lows.
No worries. Mine isn't doing much better. Just how it goes right now. Trying to keep in the battle, though, because tech is still not red. And so it could still come back, but looking to see if we can get back above 53s.
ARM down 4%, Instacart down 5.5%. Yep, the investment bankers got their IPOs out. That's about all that happened. That is just Not good. Not a healthy market. We are not in a healthy market, folks. That EXAI curl off the bottom, that doesn't look like that's materializing here.
Spread going wide there, back to 52.90s. 53s now showing up. All right, back to through 53s. To go to 5-minute green here in a second. 5-minute candle opened at 53.10. Needs to get back towards like 53.50s to show any type of reversal. Qs, what's going on with the Qs? Qs are holding the VWAP pullback right now. Could take that down move. Tesla just pulled back to 266.50s, now trying to hold 267. If I wasn't so red in ARM, I'd probably be adding the Tesla right here, at least from what my outlook is. We'll see if it takes a 268 now.
DTCK. This was an IPO from yesterday too, right? This was launched before Instacart. That actually is moving up here. This is fairly interesting. Yeah, right. I forgot what this is.
This is the digital one, right?
Yeah.
I think I had the name of this. Just give me a second here. I think I have it right here. Is this Power Smarter Digital
Davis Commodities. Davis Commodities. DTCK. Davis Commodities.
Got to look into this. I don't know too much about it.
I don't know anything about it. I mean, I'm just looking at the price action here. I really like it. It looks like it wants to go higher, but it's really, really spread. And yeah, I think this is a chase to buy it here. I'm gonna remain disciplined. I'm gonna do my best to remain disciplined.
All right, these next 20 seconds going to determine what I do here in ARM. They're testing down when this 5-minute candle closes. Don't want to see it close really below 53s because that's the breakdown move here. Would like to see it at 5-minute candle close right back above and then maybe turn even into a green candle on the 5-minute. But it's on the battle right now. We'll see what happens. Tesla's still green, at least there for me. If not, I'm just going to get out of ARM and go battle with Tesla.
Apple pounding the lows here. Good call, Gil.
Yeah, good call there.
Yeah, just right to lows. Rolled over right to the lows. Set new ones too.
Stayed weak, right? It never really came back. Here's that open. It opens where? At 53. Now we're starting to make a high there at 53. There's still the low right to the left at 53, 63s. Those go. And it will definitely stop me out. So now I'm just going to set here towards the low of the day.
Smoke Tuna, you got a ton of tickers. Are you taking all these trades? That RLMD actually looks like the best one.
It might just be a watch list too, right?
Yeah, well, they're all moving, but I'm just wondering if he's taking them all. RLMD, this actually looks like a decent curl back towards the VWAP here. I'm at this point, I'm looking for something to play. I don't feel good about anything.
It's not much.
There's not much. It's just
here getting that down test here on ARM to get me out. Definitely, like literally, I'm about to just drop it and get out. Yeah, there's that test lower. It just doesn't want to hold right now. And not looking good here, guys. At least Tesla's holding in, but man, this ARM just doesn't want to come back, guys. And the thing is that I don't think too many people are short it too, because it's kind of hard to get short it. But yeah, that's done. I'm just trying to get out. Just gonna get out on a little bit of a pop here. Try to manage the loss there. Go back to 52, 40s or 60s, and then just get out. If it just goes lower and lower, I'll just cut it, but I'm looking for a little bit of a bounce. Stocks like this have a tendency of just giving me a little bit of a bounce, and then I can get out with a little bit less damage. So just trying to manage the loss now. I'm going to get out regardless, but see, it's coming back here. I'm looking to get out as it comes back.
BJDX looking like maybe it's going to finally do this move now after it flushes out the weak hands. Love
Just not
it.
hanging in there.
Love it. Yeah, CGC, was that a registered offering, Webcoin? Let's check.
It's just getting crushed right now in ARM.
Yeah, Form S. Files for offering for up to 45.9 million shares. So it's not actually the offering yet, but I can't imagine that's going to be good for the stock. BJDX move is coming here. Man, oh man, dude. There it goes on BJDX. Had it the whole time, took a loss because it just was weak, and now here goes the move. God, is this market frustrating, Mitch? Holy cow.
You know it, man. You know it. I'm here fighting. I'm going to get a $100 loss here in a second, it seems.
I already
like
took a loss on this. I feel bad about buying it again. It's just...
Well, the stop set
I
there
am
for ARM.
really struggling.
That's how it goes sometimes, guys. CGC offering. Ooh, they offered on them.
It wasn't. It's the registering. They're registering an offering. The offering hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it's getting hit on it at least.
Yeah, I mean, again, of course, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hurt the stock. God, I can't believe this BJDX.
Well, guys, it'll be a 102 stop out or a reversal. I got to go pay attention to Tesla, though. Tesla's getting a nice little rip there to 268.20s. So look to now see. I'm going to look to see if Tesla just holds 266.50s. Of course, my average is 266.29s. So I can go ahead and move up my kind of risk here as I pull behind it. Now I just want to start seeing Tesla get that nice little up move above the intraday high. Intraday high, I have 268.37s. Let's see if the Qs can get a nice little up move here. Start working its way back. ARM making a new low attempt there. Probably going to stop me out right now. And then we'll see if it comes back on the day. Got about literally like $1 risk here that I'm willing to take there. And it's just going to stop me out. Tesla is going to be the one that I'll be watching now to see if this can keep going. I'll look to see if NVIDIA VWAP bounces back towards the upside because that's a good outlook. But it's definitely a tough one on the day so far. Just got to make it back at least half the gain or the loss that I got on ARM. Try to stay in the balance, right? Stay in the balance. Get back to break even. We'll see what happens there. See if I get hit here. Goes down there through the 20s. I'll be out.
Hang on a second.
All right. What else you got, Jan? What are you looking at? All right. So you're looking at getting a question from Gil. I'll let Gil answer that one. Coin mentioned in the chat. Let's take a look at Coin. How is Coin doing today? Ooh, nice little bounce back. What's going on in the regional bank outlook today? KRE making an up move. JPM making an up move. That's interesting. Tesla went up to 268.50s, went through that intraday high, and then turned right back around. So just got to keep an eye on it here. Don't want it back down through VWAP. Just want it taking off a little bit here. Next stop for me would be like 270s. 270 recovery. That's about $2 or $3 from here. So if I can get a $2 move here, that's not a bad take, right? That'd be a total about like almost like a $4 profit on that. It'd be about $80 on the upside. So if we can get that today, I'll probably be the profit take that I take. ARM finally bouncing a little bit. NVIDIA holding VWAP here. An interesting play for me now could be like NVIDIA long, kind of like arbitrage trade that, but I ain't going to mess with that today. Need to work on trades like that a little bit more, but that's going to take a little bit more focus, right? RLMD setting up.
Yeah, I've been watching that.
Okay. Valet showing up for me today. PBR, Pinterest, pulling back now to 27. How's that snap? How's that snap pullback? Snap back to 910s. We'll see if it comes back towards 935s here. But big pullback there and snap. XLE pushing to the upside. Oil names staying hot there. Stocks out pulling back fast here. See what happens there. But now NVIDIA testing towards the VWAP. That's not looking good there for my ARM trade. Tesla back to 268. Just not getting the lift off I kind of was looking for right now. I'm seeing that energy is leading, basic materials, industrials, real estate, financial services. There's only one area. Well, there's two areas. There's one that's just slightly in the green or slightly in the red there. Utilities and defensives. Defensives are just 0.1 down. Now technology going slightly red. Just made a quick little down move here. So just be careful out there. Tech pulling back. We'll see if it's able to hold the pullbacks, but not looking good there. Tesla now pulling back. I'll look to see it hold like kind of 267 on the pullback. Let's go to Tesla here. See if it holds 267s right back up. Moving my stop to break even on Tesla. All right, what's going on out there, Jay? Google, Apple, Microsoft, all red? Yes. Those are red. You got Amazon in the green. You got Tesla in the green, right? Amazon now starting to pull back, though. Microsoft going lower here. Let's see if it rebounds. It put a big candle to the downside. Apple's still red. That hasn't really come back at all.
No, in fact, Apple's pounding the lows still.
Google also down to 137.20s here. How are the Qs hanging in there? That's the interesting part. How are they hanging in there? Stocks like CrowdStrike, Picard, Lulu, EMPH, Zscaler, Adobe, Starbucks bouncing back today. So not what do I see there? Non-tech components of the QQQ holding it in there a little bit today. Let's see if it comes back. It's going to need technology. If not, it could be a wipeout move. XLE, going to take a look there. Oil still doing really well in the day. How's coal doing today? Coal stock. Man, that was a nice cut down yesterday on HCC. BTU is on my radar right now, recovering 24s. Coal play, trying to make an up move. If oil can keep going, maybe BTU can finally get through 24.50s and 25. Just keeping an eye on that one. All right, what you guys got out there? I'm a little behind. Did the Fed speak? No, not yet. 2 p.m., you get the reported PDF, and then 2:30, you get the conference call. You guys want to keep up with, of course, that PDF at 2 p.m. Instead of being confused and trying to read that, look at my Twitter. You guys see me at MoneyMitchBZ. Give me a nice little follow. You guys will see a nice little post there, nice little summarized post. And then, of course, you guys will see it also posted on Benzinga, of course. If you're not following us, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Keep up with all the market action at Benzinga. Tesla pulled back, now starting to come back. Now let's see if it can go back to 268 here and not go red. So it's like holding the little pullbacks. I'm seeing higher lows, higher lows. I want to see higher lows continue on the 5 minutes so that we can continue this trend and get back up. If it breaks back down through 267, might be the area, at least for me, that I'd like to go. So looking for that nice little ramp up. If not, it's probably just going to let go.
RLMD did move there. Good call, Smoke Tuna.
Intel back into the gap zone. So that's one stock that I don't mind around like 35 especially. FXI making a move up today. That's interesting. Of course, that's the China stock. How are those doing today? BABA did a nice little push, now pulled back to 87. Will this make a nice little uplift? Doesn't look too bad. PDD's red though. That's interesting to see that. Can that reverse? Did a red move out the gates here. So that's interesting to see that one down. JD on a nice little pullback back towards 30.50s. Made an opening move to 30.76. Just calling out some China names because I see this FXI getting some action today. SPY pulling back here. We'll see if it starts to cut down. Soxas starting to make a lift there. Pinterest now really falling. Intel down 2.9%, almost to that 35 spot. Apple down big, of course. We've already mentioned that. Palantir pulled back there. Tried to make the move. I know there was somebody saying earlier that they were shorting a firm. How'd that do today? Green to red
Popped and
now.
dropped.
Pop and drop.
Pop and drop.
Pop and drop. Keeping an eye
Apple's
on.
still at the lows. Q's rolling back
there.
over.
Pepsi starting to make a little bit of a comeback. Coke making a little bit of a comeback as the algos try to readjust there. Seems like also energy staying strong here. So keeping an eye on Chevron. That's had a really nice bounce back move. Oxy had a really nice bounce back move. It's actually at the VWAP right now. Give us maybe another opportunity if you guys still like energy here. ARM finally starting to bounce back a little bit, but I have no trust that it can get all the way back. I'm just letting the stop work now. Tesla making that move to 267.98. This is where I want to see it take 268 and then not come back to the 267. Let's see if it can do that. It just tapped it 268.01, pulls back here to 260.70s. I'm going to look to see if it ramps through 268 here. The Tesla Dragon. Will I at least be able to slay that today, Ryan? I'm trying to slay
so.
2 dragons today. I gotta take it easy though.
I'm just trying to stay alive.
It's a duel out there, guys. Who was a Yu-Gi-Oh fan out there? No, my 90s kids out there. Tesla with the pullback off the 268. It's on the battle right now. Q's trying to reverse back to 370s, but the next leg lower is like a 369.50s attempt. That's like right away. Could happen anytime. All right, how did the ARKK go? Did that go from green to red? And yes, it did. I'm keeping an eye on it. Stocks like Unity are in the red today. Will that get the bounce or will that go lower? Stock definitely to keep a watch on. Has multiple resistance in the 34, 38 areas. Could go right back through 33s. Square red further red. Some healthcare names don't look too bad on these pullbacks. There's Tesla now back to 268, 267.97. Can it take out the 268? Come on, I gotta take the dragon.
Look at the wicks on that, just on that chart that you have up. I mean, that's wild.
That's why I like to size in to Tesla. Do you see where I got filled on some of these wicks?
Yeah, right near the bottom.
You got to separate the order, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you don't, if you go in it all at once, if I went all in at once here at 266.50s, I'd be feeling pretty like troubled in this order, right? The key is always remember that if you separate it in two, you're going to get about like half the return, right? So you can see how this is half between these two green spots. So one more, and it would have been on this middle spot. And that's the way I think about it, Ryan. I think about like, so I like 3 entries, and then it's going to be my middle entry. That's going to be my actual entry because I get a top, a middle, and a lower buy, and they're usually spread out the same amount of distance.
Gotcha.
So that's like using mathematical advantage. That's average costing down, right? That's the idea. It may not be a dollar average cost move here, but I'm still using average cost to try to get an advantage.
Well, you're lowering your average cost by buying it lower, but you're doing it in such a way where you're not overexposing yourself.
Yeah, and the key there is always understand like, hey, what's my top sizing on this name? Because don't get to the point where you don't know what that is, especially in the smaller names. Like let's say like a penny stock name. If I think that max sizing is 100, next thing you know, I look down and I have 400, 500 shares. I might be doing something wrong, right? And so I think that we always need to know what our max sizing outlook should be. AMC got a pop. That would be interesting.
Smoke Tuna, I have paper traded Tesla before. I'll be honest, paper trading, I'm not at. I mean, I'll try it for a new strategy. I don't really like it anymore. I recommend it for people that are new. But for me, if there's no money on the line, it doesn't feel the same. I don't feel like I'm learning anything, and the fills aren't accurate. But I don't know. I just can't seem to figure Tesla out. It's okay. I'll find a different stock to trade. I am definitely in a funk right now, but at some point it should break.
Tough one here. All right, guys, now that we're through the 268 multiple times, what am I going to do? I'm going to guarantee wins here. So I'm moving up here towards 266.80s on pullbacks. No matter what, I get $10 on this trade. Why am I doing that? Well, the big thing there is I want to start trailing the action and trailing it. So I'm actually going to set here, teach you guys a new feature on Trade the Pool. So you guys see this right now. This is a stop loss dragged from the screen. And this little down angle will make it a trailing stop. What's the difference? You see how it's not moving right now? Watch when I activate it here. Now I'm activating it. As the stock goes up, the trailing stop will actually move with it. And I think that this could be good for, let's say, even scalpers, right? Like if you're trying to scalp, maybe put a trailing stop so that as it keeps going and you get those wicked pullbacks, you at least take gains. So you see how it's moving right now?
I like
that.
You
see how it's just jumping right now? As the price goes forward, my stop loss is telling me that no matter what, I'm going to make now $15. And it's just going to keep moving now with the profit. So it either goes in my favor and keeps giving me more gains, or if it gets a wicked pullback, at least I just take the money and run. SS Trades giving a really good information. At Mitch, use your the 3-move strategy on GNS today. The path tool. Hey. Love to hear it, man. Looks like the roll of 3 might have played out in your favor today on GNS. I'll take a look at that trade just because I want to take a look to see how it worked out. Let's see if I can see the 3 trades there. GNS is a cheaper trade, right? But nice little move there in the 15-minute. Up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3. Holds the $1 and gets the move up. I like it. I like it, my friend. Good catch. Jan said that's very nice. I'm pretty sure he was referring to the kind of the stop, the trailing loss.
Yeah,
good way to go about it.
Stop, that is cool.
All right, Tesla got triggered actually on that. So you can see there, we pulled back where? Right back to the 267s, and it gets me out right there at the 267s. Maybe could have held right below it because it could still ramp here, but you got to take the gains when I can get them, right? That just came back and kind of hunted me right there. But hey, it's how it is, right? I wanted to guarantee wins at that point. Now I can start looking at ARM to limit the damage if it's going to start coming back on me. Okay, so there's been a 15-minute bottoming attempt right here towards like 52.50s. So I'm going to put my entry towards 52.30s now, moving it up, just trying to slowly work back here with ARM, but giving it the chance if it wants to ramp back to 54s, it could get back there. VWAP is going to be an important outlook, 53.65s. If we can just ramp there through 54s, that's what I'd want to see, at least to show that it's starting to come back. And the Qs need to come back because this is going to be important right now. Can the Qs get back into the green, get back above 370s? If not, this isn't going to work out anyways. Let's take a look here at the Qs. You guys can see how it's starting to give you that wick action on the 15 minutes and trying to recover back towards 370s. A move back to 369.50s is that takedown towards the next levels. We'll find out what happens. Tesla now holding the pullback here to 267. If I wanted to, I could maybe scalp above 268, but I never scalp Tesla. I try to get really good entries and let the trade work for me. So at this point, Tesla's off the sidelines. I won't trade it. I could look at other trades that I could maybe go more scalping action, like let's say a SOXL reversal here or TQQQ. If I think the Qs are going to come back here, something like that, reversal pattern I could look at. All right, what you guys looking at out there, team? Let's take a look at the action. And I do want to give you guys, of course, that link for a little bit of education, right? And one of the things that I definitely want to give you guys is education to go ahead and continue checking out action. So get an insider look to a tried and true tactic on prop trades utilized daily. So if you guys want to check this out, this is from also different traders, funded traders that have kind of also jumped in here and helped them out build this ebook. So if you want to check it out, guys, hit that link there in the chat. Get some insider inside right there from Trade to Pool. Of course, it's a nice little ebook that you guys can be getting. Go ahead and hit the link.
13 talking about using the moving averages. 13, tell me if this is correct. Here, okay. Here's ARM. You said it had a moving average cross. It's these, right? It's this EMAs down here. Where you get the 15 to cross, or the 9 to cross the 15, and so you're just staying in it to the upside here. Let me know if that's what you're doing. 13. You guys are calling DTOC. What's a DTOC? Oh gosh.
Looking right now at SOXL. Might take some SOXL in a second here. Also keeping an eye on energy as that's staying strong, but starting to pull back. That could be a little bit of a turnaround move there. So I'm looking also at consumer cyclicals starting to get strong there. What's doing well there? Auto part names, recreational vehicle, footwear and accessories bouncing back on the day. We're having a little bit of a different day. Let's say that at least. How's my gambling names doing? How's the DraftKings? That's pulling back. It did do a little bit of a spike. Then now starting to come right back down. So that's an interesting name to take a look at if you think it's going to come back off of 3050s here. It's interesting at least. SOXL holding the 1930s mark there. Kind of like this SOXL right now. All right, guys, going to take a little bit there. Took a little bit at 1935. It's going to hold off the 1925s here. Putting an order out at 1930s to add, and then holding off of 1925s.
Here, so do you have it up here?
Yeah. Stock sell.
Yeah, I'm looking at that too. Maybe I'll trade that with you. You're long at 19. You're long at 1935.
Exactly. Risking off 1925 is like my outlook right now. Add at 1930s is what I'm looking at. It just double bottomed there. So I'm looking to see if just sweep back, right? So this is a reversal pattern. The big thing for me also would be like a 5-minute closing back above the previous 5-minute candle. Previous 5-minute candle closed at 1936. So if this could close back above that, that can at least give me confirmation that I'm seeing reversal. From there, it needs to come back there towards 945, and VWAP is going to be the important level to look at for me, 1960s.
I'm going to try this moving average strategy that 13 was just talking about here. Why does this happen? Oh, there we go. We're going to wait for the moving average to cross here. I know the price is kind of popping up here. We'll see. What do you think here, 13? Think if this moving average crosses here, this is a long trigger?
All right, now we're in 1940s, looking good there as Soxel starts to reverse. I like that DraftKings here on 1350's entry. Might play this back to the upside here, at least for the intraday action. I'd like a 1350s test, and then I could risk off a 1340s.
Here we go. Nice buy on SOXL, man.
Got you, man. Get after it, Ryan.
I'm not in it.
Tesla back to 268. So Tesla's looking good there for me. I'm still not going to touch it though.
This is going up. Just so you understand, Mitch, I didn't buy this. That's why this is trading up here.
Oh, thanks, bro.
You're welcome. Yeah, if I had bought it, this would have been straight down.
My dude, looking out for me. I appreciate it.
Got you.
My guy. Tesla now going to 268. 10s there. It held actually 267s. It just went a slight tick below 266.96. Now it's back to 268, holding pretty well. Bunch of wicks on the downside. What are a bunch of wicks on the downside? A lot of times could be tricks to the downside below 267. I want that to hold now, but looking decent here at Tesla. 268. Will it get back there towards the up move? I could see it maybe going towards 270s. That's at least my outlook. DraftKings trying to battle there. StockSell now back up there to 1945s. So I'm going to cancel my ad now at 1930s because it's just no point in adding that right now. But if it comes back somewhere, let's say like 38s, 35s, I could add on break even. Need the Qs to get back there through the 370s. It just hit 370 10s. Can it close back above 370s? ARM starting to work back, but really it's about 54 for me. That's going to be important for ARM. All right, guys, it's about 10:36 here. In a little bit, we'll be getting to all access. Stick around, guys. We got more battle going on. Will SoxL start to bounce back? And of course, you guys see us trading Trade the Pool here. Still have yet to throw up the link here, so I got you guys. I'll give you guys the link. You guys, of course, check out Trade the Pool if you guys are looking to get funded. Of course, many of you guys out there are probably struggling with the outlook of getting around the PDT. This is just one important way that you guys can take a look at getting around that. Intel bouncing from the 35s. Ooh, let's go. You know what? That's a swing trade outlook there. It's already at 35, 41s. I got to get my order ready here, guys. So just give me a second at least. I'm going to try to get it, but I don't want to day trade it. I just want to kind of more swing trade it. All right. Let's see if I can get a little pullback fill here. All right, so I'm going to step up to the plate at 35.42s. Just got there. 35.42s now on the swing trade. Just got a starter there. Would like to add more at 35s and then 34.80s. So that's going to be the mentality there, right? So trying to get back down towards the 35s, maybe even 34.60s for that last add.
APLS on a move through 50 here.
Arm really starting to at least get a little bit of move back. So now I can at least move my thing, limit the damage that I could possibly get today. That's what I'm trying to do now. Limit the damage. Needs to come back a long ways to get me back in the green. Are the bigger names coming back? Microsoft, Apple. Microsoft's still red. That's still deep into the red. So is Google and Apple. I'm looking to see if those can get back into the green. Nvidia's green. Meta's green. TSM red. Adobe still green. What you guys got out there? I've stayed out of the way of any automakers. Hey, I haven't been doing that. Trade has been a little bit more confusing. The Ford Stellantis trade. What's Ford doing today? And down a little bit. So is GM. Has Stellantis lost any altitude? No.
No.
Look at it.
Like I said, Mitch, I really think that the big difference with them is that they actually had inventory to weather the early parts of the strike. I gotta think that's what's going on.
I mean, honestly, this is why when I start seeing things.
We had news that Ford was going to start planning other contingencies in case the strike is dragging out, and I feel like Stellantis already kind of thought about that or is already insulated from that.
All right, good mentions there, Brock. Of course, Ryan Faloona. You guys give him a nice little follow on Twitter if you're not doing so already. But just looking around, guys, and wondering.
Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing. I got nothing but L's. So I'm probably done for the day here. Really might have to just kind of take a break from this, to be quite honest with you. It's like trying to ice skate uphill right now, and it's just not good.
Yeah, gotta take it easy, man. Gotta take it easy.
We'll see what it is.
Gotta slow things down a lot of the times. That's what I always think about.
I'm buying things in 100 share lots here. It's just, man, oh man, it is tough.
Yeah. A lot of what's going on right now is the battle of the Qs trying to come back, but can they really come back? You can see it's like on this range bound move where it's come down here before this 369.50s and bounce back up. But will we make it all the way back to 371, 372 upside outlook? That's one thing that I'm looking at, but it's not going to do it if the big boys can't do it. So Apple's still pretty weak, trying to start making its way back, but still hasn't come back through the VWAP at all throughout the day. VWAP is slightly above here. I have VWAP towards like 178.20s. Let's see if it starts to really start bouncing back. Microsoft, you can see that bouncing back a little bit. Can Tesla take lead and take off through the kind of 269? You can see it's been holding in here, but could turn around at any moment. So you can see here how Tesla's been holding in, but could turn around. We'll see what happens there. Later, Jan. If you have a good day, take care.
Yourself, Jan.
Learned a lot. Did some good process every day, a little more. Going to enjoy the rest of the week and see the fam. Have a good one, everybody. Hey, enjoy it. And then even better is enjoying the fam, right? So definitely, Jan, you're part of our fam here, but go see your fam and enjoy that.
We'll keep the seat warm for you.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. That's for sure. It's always good having you, Jan. All right. Easy Mike, what's going on out there? Lagarde speaking today?
Didn't she already? Or is that for later?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's already gone. I need to just check, of course, Benzinga Pro, but All right, let's keep going, team. We got a lot more for you guys. It's about 10:42. Now I want to see if Tesla does a little bit of a takeoff here through 269s. I'm not in it no more, but I'm just looking at it as a good indicator to see if at least a major name can stay green, right? NVIDIA is another one to kind of keep an eye out for. I can keep watch on that. So you see it here. It's been trying to get back up there to the 437s. Will we get a push towards 437s on NVIDIA? That would definitely help out ARM. It's slowly but surely working its way back, ARM. So that's at least not a bad outlook. And I can keep trailing it to make sure that my risk isn't going to be as big as it was, right? So you just got to limit the damage. And when I get back through kind of break even, one thing could be to like lower size to make sure that it doesn't go back down, right? We'll see on NVIDIA if it gets back into the green. It's just slightly above kind of the opening price right now. It's kind of in this battle right now of 436, 437s. Amazon, will that come back? That's pulled back to 138. Just rejected that kind of 138 move, though. Stocks out still just slightly green. Not doing much, though. Fed meeting 2 p.m. Hoping to have made some decent profit before then. Can't blame you, D. Wellness matters. Looks pretty slow so far today. Let's see what the Fed brings. Yeah, that's the hard part. The Fed
That'll definitely bring some volatility. That's what we can bank on.
Are we here till 2 p.m. today? I think Ryan and I wish, but truly the way that our trading's going, we probably should put
no way.
A plug into that right there.
No way.
Sometimes you got to know when you're doing good. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Same way it is in poker, right? Like, when you get to a poker competition, right? You don't want to just kind of leak all your chips out really quickly. Sometimes it's also important to just stay on the sideline for a little bit until you see some better hands. That's the way I'll talk about it for trading right now. We got to maybe see some better hands right now. I can't keep trying to play the club 3 and the 4 of diamonds. You know what I mean? That's just not going to do it, guys. Mobileye can't be stopped. Okay. It's not a bad outlook. That stock can't be stopped. I think it had a good rating outlook today, but Mobileye, nice little push higher. That's Intel stock. At least Intel owns it. It's a spinoff, but all right. Intel kind of sticking in there, looking to see if that can start working its way back. NVIDIA put a move to 435, then recovered back towards 436. So it's still the battle between there. Now I'm getting Soxella to go a little bit higher. Really want to see a push back there towards like 1975s, and then this can maybe go to 20s if we really get a lift off. But the thing that's also keeping me at least looking into stocks today is that there's only one sector in the red, which is technology, but it's just slightly red. It's 0.05%, not even 0.1. Leading sector is energy, up 0.64. And then if we look at overall, everything's green too. So at least sector-wise. And I think that that's an important outlook to keep an eye out for, at least on the day. It's kind of a little bit of a tricky day, right? Because we're seeing a lot of pullbacks, a lot of redness. But when we look at the overall market and looking at the industries, they're actually still doing fine. But that's how a market can do it to you sometimes, right? It can stop, try to get those traders out, and eventually maybe make the move. We'll see what happens. Looking at like ARKK to see what happens on that. Does it go lower here, or will we get some of these growth names that at least bounce a little bit? Coin up about 1.06% on the day. How's that Mara trade? Take a look to see if that could ever get going, but no, it's just leaking right back. KRE made a move back to 43s. Now starting to come right back down. It's right off the VWAP. Will the banks bounce today, or will they come right back down? I did see some bank news out there, Ryan. I didn't know if you saw that. There was some banking
Which one?
news. Eastern Bank Shares announced an agreement to sell the insurance operation of Eastern Insurance Corp. That's EBC. And they sold it to Arthur J. Gallagher for $510 million. They also merged with Cambridge Bank Corp in an all-stock transaction valued at $528 million. I wonder if this is giving us a little bit of insight in what's going on into the banking situation. When you're seeing, banks probably merge, that's probably because they probably didn't be able to like maybe withstand some of the next downturn. That's what I'm thinking about. Of course, this is pure speculation, but just thinking about to see if we're going to get into more kind of regional bank concerns. The KRE still has been going
EBC
lower.
down 7% today.
You see things like that, right, Ryan? It could be underneath the hood where we're just not seeing it until it's already too late. So I called this kind of like head and shoulders pattern a little while ago, and I've been seeing KRE just continue to reject after that. So you can see the left shoulder here, the right shoulder, and the head right here of all this action. Now, the key is, will we control the neckline breakdown? So neckline breakdown is necessarily, and you guys can use your lines here with trade the pool, right? So this is the neckline here, right? And you see how it's kind of rejecting that and starting to hold that as resistance. And I think that's an important outlook to kind of catch. As long as if it gets back to 45, it could be a breakout to the upside. But now if it keeps rejecting these levels like it kind of recently did here around the 44.20s, it could go down and start using next levels as resistance. Right now it's around 43 as the prior support acting as resistance. So we could even draw it with this box and kind of expand it towards being that kind of where resistance could start coming into play. So let's see if that rejects back down to yesterday's low later in the day. To 13, to Mitch's points about banks merging, don't forget FRC merged with JPM. Yeah, things like that right after it failed, right? Things like that. There's a reason why I'm keeping an eye out on this. Am I 100% on something? Who knows, right? But the key to, I think, investing and trading and having like a little bit of a forward outlook on what's going on underneath the market versus waiting for the media to tell you on the days where things are down big, right? What does the media have a tendency of doing? It's going to be focusing on what's down big that day. But I don't want to be worrying about going after a name after it's down big. I want to try to catch these before we get that down big action, right? We'll see what happens. To each his own. Check out this conversation, take a look into it. And that's one thing that I'm always going to try to bring you guys is a little bit deeper outlook of what I see in the market. And of course, you guys feel free to go against me in the chat, because the truth is, who knows? You guys can see the other side of the coin. There's always two sides. All right, 10:50, guys. We got 10 minutes left here. All right, Soxel pulling right back down. Looks like the Qs are still battling to stay strong, and they could make a down move here. We could go right back down through the lows here, so we'll find out. It put a little bit of a down attempt right back to the wicks, and now it's trying to recover. Is there going to be a wicked recovery or another maybe down attempt towards 369.50s? I don't want to stick around for that, so you got to be really tight here with Soxel. I know I was going to risk about 10 cents, but that's it. I'll put 1924s as a stop right now. We'll see what happens there. Qs are still weak, though. Looking at ARM to see if they can up move back down through 53s. It could hit 52.50s. All right, what's going on out there, team? Speaking of FRC, SLG has doubled when that news hit. Interesting. Another stock that I was looking at was like TFC. TFC is starting to come back. I remember we were first starting to look at this one at 31. I was like a stock like maybe like a wall, WAL. You see that one's been bunching up around the 47s. Are people going buying on the regionals, or are they going shorting? That's the interesting outlook to keep an eye out for. Things still in the green, technology a little bit lower in the red. So still an interesting day that you're seeing a lot of green out there. Industrials pulling back on the day. Keep your eyes on that. Cat still in the green, but on a little bit of a pullback. UPS trying to catch the bounce. Boeing still deep in the red. Lockheed Martin bouncing back on the day. Deere having another attempt towards the 400 that I didn't go after. And that could be literally a trade that I've missed like 2 or 3 times. So I'm just going to leave it alone, but it's pretty strong on the day. Deere. Anybody trading Deere? You can see it's gone to 400 multiple times.
Yeah,
here.
I haven't traded that in a bit.
TFC, Toronto Football Club. No, not that one, Jason. You just
Nice
did
trade on
AVGR.
Yeah, nice job. 13.
There you go. Way to nail that. Looking around to see some other trades here. AMD pulling back to the 102s. Been there multiple times. What is this EEM? Oh, the emerging markets. Emerging markets. Looking interesting today. Weird to see FXI and emerging markets kind of show up, right? Things like that can show me that there's a little bit of reversal town. Ooh, Baba.
Yeah, Jay, I feel the same way. ARM and Jay saying here, ARM and CART likely to trade below IPO price very soon. Sure feels like that. Sure feels like that. Let me tell you something. That CART IPO yesterday, that was awful. That was absolutely awful. If you were not somebody that was part of that deal from the beginning, oh man, that was some poor trading action on ARM yesterday. So
no, but you didn't see the headlines out there that
but not on ARM.
Instacart
I'm sorry,
surged. That Instacart surged on their IPO day.
Like I said, that they do that all the time. It is just
it surged, man. It
crime.
surged. Looking to see if Baba wants to come back above the 87s here. Keeping a close eye on it. Want to see if it can bounce back through 87. Risk weight here would be around 86, 80s. Looks interesting for me. China stocks. JD just got a bounce off of VWAP. About PDD going lower. Baidu trying to recover VWAP. Just keeping an eye on these Chinese stocks because FXI just like slightly above 27, starting to push a little bit.
All right, Mitch, I'm gonna get rolling, man. I got nothing going on. Real tough day, tough week, tough month. Not been great. So I'm out of here for today. We'll be back and we'll try it again tomorrow.
All right, that's all we can do, right? Keep battling, my friend.
All we can do. Peace.
I'll see you, Ryan. Ryan's out of here. I'll get his screens down here. There we go. I'll still be with you guys until 11. Stick around, guys. We've got all access coming up right next. All right, let's look around. All right. Well, it looks like we got a cancellation on all access. So no all access coming up next. But stick around, guys. We'll definitely I'll try to stay here a little bit extra. I'll do you guys a favor. How about we do this? I'm gonna take a look at the light game right now. We're about over 300 viewers right now. It's at 104. Can we get this to 200? Smash it up, guys. I'll stay with you guys a little bit. All right, took a little bit there of Baba. Now trying to see the FXI try to push there to 2710s. There it is. I see you guys smashing it up. Get it going. Break the resistance. Let's go, guys. Whew, it's been a tough day, guys. Let's just keep going.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Let's get after it, team. Smash it up. There's a like. Oh, softly press it though. It's okay, Crow. You can softly press it. You don't got to break it. All right. There's Baba back through 87. Let's take a shot here, guys. All right. Long now. 100 shares of Baba. And I continue watching it. Soxal's going back into my favor. So is ARM. So I'm just going to continue to watch. I want to see if the Qs start to reverse here back above the 370s. They're still hanging in there, but we could always just flush down. Amazon's getting another leg lower. The big boys still going down. That's what's not turning us around right now. It's the bigger stocks. Tesla pulled back to 267.30s. Will this bounce here, flush down? That's going to be a big proportionate of my Soxal now. So Soxal, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually go even lower on the risk to 1928s because it's either going to come out and stop me out now or reverse right back up. So just I'm giving it still a little room, but not going to give it much risk here. Tesla, big bar down there. Now we need to see a recovery because the Qs are going fast down. So now I got to go protect ARM because ARM could come back really quickly through 53s. So just got to go ahead and just keep an eye on it now. Q is making a huge down move, so just got to be careful there. Needs to come back immediately. If not, we can probably get stopped out on this. Soxal pulling back a little bit. We'll see what happens if that one can really get moving back above 1950s. So is Baba now pulling back. Don't want it back down through 86, 80s. So for right now, at least to be safe, since it's a quick little down move there, I'm going to go ahead and set up a stop here towards 86.75s. There you go, getting the likes up. It's 143. Can we keep getting a little bit more? And we'll keep going past 11. If not, going to wrap it up in just about a minute here, guys. I'm going to keep trading. I want to stay on for you guys, but we got to smash up that like. All right, like I said earlier today, you guys can definitely learn a little bit by Trade the Pool. So I'm going to give you guys the ebook one more time, guys. There's the ebook. $147. Only got a couple seconds left, guys. Hit it up. Can Baba get moving now? Will FXI go higher? I'm looking at those two. We'll see what happens there. At least overall on the day, I'm still technically up, right? See what happens. Battle's on, man. Jason Green for the morning, but yeah, it's been a tough one. Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. All right, guys, and don't forget, you guys can also find Trade the Pool on YouTube, so definitely check out their YouTube. They got a lot of stuff for you guys to go ahead and check it out. If you guys aren't already doing so, check out Trade the Pool on YouTube. They got a lot of videos you guys can take a look at. Their YouTube, of course, just under at Trade the Pool. I'll give you guys maybe a video to kind of take a look at today. Well, what am I going to give you guys? 15 years of managing risk. That sounds like a good podcast to me. I don't know about you guys, but an active trader's guide to developing a risk management day trading environment. I'm going to give you guys the link here so you guys can just tune into something educational right after this, right? Well, here's the link. This is from Trade the Pool. And of course, you guys maybe just click that and give them a nice little subscribe. We want to help them out, get them a little bit of subscribers. Only 2,900 subscribers right now. Let's see if we can make that 3,000. Hit that like up, guys. We'll see you guys. And I'm going to continue battling, of course, in Baba, keep battling in ARM. If you guys want to find out about these positions, stay with me. You guys can see me a little bit later today. Start swing trade. That starts at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. I will see you guys later right here on this channel, Benzinga, of course. And we'll keep battling along with you guys. We always got some great events going on. Right now, we've been working with what? The Cannabis Capital Conference. I don't want you guys to miss it. I'm going to play a little quick trailer as we wrap up the day. Check it out, guys.